Good morning, everyone. Oops, excuse me. Welcome to Through the Mud Yoga, another little video I'm going to make, and let's begin. Perhaps we'll be a little ceremonial. This video is going to be a little different, and just pops to the top of my head. You notice that sound. Maybe close your eyes. Well, often in meditation, we're looking for space and we're looking for silence. We're looking for inspiration. Sometimes when I ring that bell, it's kind of symbolic of perhaps my thoughts, my feelings. They start out perhaps a little intense, loud, as you could hear the sound. But as you practice, we eventually come to the silence. Sometimes those feelings are intense, sometimes not so much. Sometimes we don't even acknowledge them, we don't notice them. Same for the thoughts. So I always find that a little fascinating little tidbit, and I'm not really trying to teach too much here. Today I talk about inspiration, and one of the beautiful things about this opportunity is I'm kind of getting back to my true practice. You know, it's my own practice. It's personal. It's centered in my own healing. And I do believe as I step back out into the world, I will be living more in my true nature. And I think I'm so fortunate to have had a similar experience, not necessarily collectively, but individually, a few times throughout my life. And it's getting me in touch with really who I'm meant to be. And I hope that's the case for everyone else out there. We get in touch with who we need to be. And I want to read you a little poem. I just actually found it, although she is very inspirational to me, and I have another poem that I believe is very powerful. Let me start reading you this short passage. Shout out to my girl, Emily Dickinson. I could not prove the years had feet, yet confident they run. Am I from symptoms that are past and series that are done? I find my feet have further goals. I smile upon the aims that felt so ample yesterday. 2 days have vaster claims. I do not doubt the self I was competent to me, but something awkward in the fit proves that outgrown I see. Just wow. I think that poem speaks volumes. and I think I feel that poem. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave that one there. I haven't had too much time to think about it. I just feel it. And I'll share you another poem. Afraid. Of who am I afraid? Not death, for who is he? The porter of my father's lodge, as much abasheth me. Of life, 'twere odd I fear a thing that comprehendeth me in one or two existences, as deity decree. Of resurrection, is the east afraid to trust the morn with her fastidious forehead, as soon impeach my crown. This poem was monumental in my meditation practice, and it was very symbolic. I often share the story of leading up to my first really formal meditation training, that first meditation retreat. We were sitting around, my teacher Josh had a Quaker style type meeting, and just real quick, I guess you sit around, we're all sitting around a fire, about 20 of us. We, obviously we've been in silence all week. This was the last night, and the goal was just to say what might come to you. And as he told me, maybe the next year, I think we did not do that the second time, as I think that was a little difficult for some people to understand. But it was a very deep and powerful moment for me. And there was a lot that went into that one moment, and maybe I'll share that, the complete story a little bit later. But I was reading Emily Dickinson a lot. I would love to thank my beautiful sister, because somehow I think I see a lot of her notes from her academic days. But anyways, I found the complete book, and I was just reading through a lot of Emily Dickinson's poems when I started my awakening and my healing. And as I sat in this Quaker meeting after almost 6 days of silence, this poem was just radiating within me. I thought it symbolized so much, right? Being afraid of death. Being afraid of living, right? Life can just comprehendeth you, right? And tell you, oh, this is your life. And then the line, as soon impeach my crown. And I think that's yoga. That's yoga. If we get in touch with our mortal nature, and I've heard a lot of one of the gurus that follow Sadhguru talks about that. But this is a wake-up call that we're mortal. In our lives, how are we going to go back and live our lives? Who defined our lives? Are we really living our true life? And those are all great. But like all great yogis, we must impeach that crown, that I, who we think we are. Get rid of it. And that's just such a beautiful poem. And I guess I say, thank you to Emily Dickinson, wherever or however she is now, wherever she went. And I encourage you to get in touch and utilize maybe some things outside the box on your spiritual journey. And I hope you enjoyed. And I hope you're experiencing not what I'm experiencing. Not what life is telling you, but help what you are experiencing right now. Through the mud yoga.